Hey guys, ShadowRock here to give you another update on Rockman X DiVE. This video will essentially be a follow-up to the previous one where we talked about the pre-registration and the release dates of the game. In the following days since we posted that video, there have been more details that have come out about it. So we're going to cover all of that, a couple other details that are pretty cool, and then we're going to dive into some things that the website was hiding from us. Of course, for that section, spoiler warnings abound, but do not worry if you just want to watch the first part of the video, because I will give you the formal spoiler warning when we get to the end with the website stuff. Okay, let's begin with the Rockman X DiVE official social media pages. Now, previously we talked about how only Asian countries and Australia was announced for the pre-registration at the moment. Then they said that the other countries would be coming soon, quote unquote. So at the time, I just assumed, well, I guess that means we're having a global launch, right? Well, maybe not. I don't know if the soon in the original post was a translation error or something, because again, these guys aren't fluent in English. But later they clarified in this post, where they say, we really appreciate your support. The region for releasing this time includes Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, and Cambodia. Wait a minute. Wow, they don't even mention Australia here anymore. And if you look at the original post again that they pinned on the Facebook page, I realized that they edited the post to remove Australia from the list. Wow, dude. Did they mess up there? And in case you don't believe me, here's a screenshot I took on the day that I covered the news, and sure enough, it says Australia there, but it's not there anymore. Well, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know what their intentions are at the moment, but as of the current record, they're saying that they only plan to launch the game in Asian countries like Taiwan and all that. To be honest, it is to be expected because this is coming from Capcom Taiwan. The game was always catered towards that audience, the Asian audience, because that's what they're making it for. So as far as they're concerned, the other countries outside of that are not the priority. The post does mention that they are looking into releasing in the other regions. We just don't know when that's gonna happen. Are they gonna have something ready for March 4th? Or is the official Western and Japanese release happening further into the future after March 4th? There's honestly no way to tell right now, unless they themselves clarify this. We'll just have to wait and see what else they have to say leading up to launch. But I do apologize to all of you guys that I probably got your hopes up about the global release, and honestly, I thought that was going to be the case. It seemed like it at the beginning, but after they made some of these posts, it started to sink in like, oh, it's only for Asia, alright. So I do apologize for that. I'll take the L on that one. But even if the game isn't coming out in my region, we still gotta cover it. So the next post talks about the languages that's going to be available for the Asian regions when it comes out. The post says, when Megaman X DiVE launched, it should say launches, but hey, whatever, the following 3 languages will be available in game: traditional Chinese, English, and Thai. Yeah, there's no Japanese language, Spanish, or any of the other languages here. This is clearly only for Asia. Well, at least us English speakers dodged a bullet there, because at least there will be an English option. So all we have to do is download an app like QApp, maybe use a VPN, maybe not, depending on how it works out. But yeah, English speakers should be able to play the game, but you're gonna have to work around it to download it from the Taiwan store, and not your own regional Google Play or App Store. That's why when many of us, including us Americans, tried to download the game on the App Store, it simply did not work. It would just say, you cannot download Megaman X DiVE. And that's because it's not available in our regions yet. So basically what I recommend, if you still want to play so badly, is to just wait for it to come out on QApp. It's an app that allows you to download games from other regions that are otherwise not available in the Western Google Play stores. That's probably how I'm going to do it myself. Anyway, getting back to the languages, we got traditional Chinese, English, and Thai. Now, traditional Chinese is probably going to be fine because that's their native language. But when you get to English and Die, that's when things get really weird. Because anyone who played the closed beta test will know exactly what happened there. We had many instances of English, and lots of sentences that just came off like they just threw something into Google Translate and called it a day. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's exactly what we're gonna be getting here, at least with this Asian release. And I don't speak Thai myself, but I heard that that translation is even worse. So yeah, to those of you guys that are going to be playing on March 4th, my condolences to you. Now, it's probably not so bad at the moment just because this is only coming out in Asian regions. But obviously this English stuff is not going to fly when this game comes out in the West. And that may be one of the reasons why it's not coming out in the West at the moment. Obviously, first of all, they gotta go through all the illegal shenanigans to actually get them on those stores. But let's hope that the other reason is that they're actually going to get a real translation team to make a proper English translation for this game. Drop the Rockman X DiVE and make it Megaman X DiVE finally. Because yeah, as it is right now, when this game comes out in America, people are going to be so confused. And not to mention make many memes and jokes about it. Because that's just what Americans do when they see people trying to speak English and failing spectacularly at it. Like I fail at it sometimes. But this game is going to take it to a whole nother degree. We know that the X DiVE team has been talking with Capcom Japan directly for this. But without getting into too much detail, some behind the scenes events has led us to believe that Capcom USA does not have X DiVE on its radar at all in terms of their business. So while I hope that the X DiVE team consults Capcom USA for a proper English translation, I don't know if I'm gonna hold my breath on that one. At the very least, get someone competent in English to do it. Heck, I'll do it, hire us! Suffice to say, that's the reality of it right now. This is a mobile game intended for Asian audiences through and through, and that's what they're doing at the moment. Whenever we see it in other territories is unknown. But for those of you guys that can pre-download the game if you live in those regions, I have an update for you too. If you are someone like me that participated in the closed beta test back in September of last year, this is information you're going to want to know. Now, this information only pertains to Android users because that's the only thing the closed beta test was available for. So if you use the iPhone, the iPad, or you were even part of the closed beta test, you don't have to worry about this. Now, if you were part of the closed beta test, you actually need to cancel your right to be a beta tester. That way, you won't get the beta builds anymore, you'll be able to properly pre-download the full game. So the way you do that is by clicking this link that's on the post, and we will put that link in the description below as well for you guys, and that should be about all you need to do. Once you click the link, you'll be officially out of the beta testing program, and it's totally safe to do. As far as we know, the full game is coming, so you won't have to worry about beta testing anymore. Now, when you click on the link, you're going to see this page that will say app is not available, and that if you've been invited to become a beta tester, make sure you're signed in, and that you're invited and everything. And yeah, it's freaked out a lot of people because it makes it look like the link wasn't successful or something. However, the Rockman X DiVE developers ensures everyone that this page is completely normal to see, and in truth, it means that the link did work. The reason why this happens is because the beta test is no longer available, so it's not like you could download it again anyways. If you haven't gone ahead and canceled your beta test rights, I will have the link in the description below so you can go ahead and just click on that and get it over with. Again though, if you're not in an Asian country, you're not going to be able to pre-download the game anyways until it comes out on Q app or something. Patience is the key virtue here. And that's about all of the important updates we had on the poll pre-registration shenanigans. I know it's very confusing, so I hope I was able to break it down into something understandable for you guys. Because even for us, it can be a bit overwhelming to take in all at once. In summary, if you're not in any of the Asian regions, you're simply just going to have to wait for the game to come out. And if you were part of the Android beta test in September of last year, do click on the link in the description below to go ahead and cancel those rights so you'll be ready for the launch. Now finally getting away from that line of thought, we're now going to talk about this event that's only for Taiwanese people. We touched on this in another video, but yes, the Rockman X DiVE snacks are real. They're collaborating with a food manufacturer in that region, and judging from some photos that users are posting in the Facebook post comments, they have been finding these Rockman X DiVE themed snacks in their local stores. So that's pretty cool. But again, you can't really get these unless you're in Taiwan anyways in real life, so for probably 90% of us watching this video, it's not gonna matter. But isn't it wild to find Megaman stuff in the wild in your local supermarket? Next, we have the brand new promotional trailer with very high production values. It's well put together and has some cool usage of the art assets. And I believe this is the first time we're seeing the full art of RT55J's artwork in X DiVE. There's not too much new to talk about in this trailer. It seems to mostly be there to promote the game as we get closer to the release date. There's a couple notable things, however, like there's Ultimate Armor X. We see Normal X just get upgraded into Ultimate Armor and use a charge shot, which is not the plasma shot. Come on, Capcom. But Ultimate Armor being shown like this is kinda weird considering it is still hidden on the official website under the character page, like we will discuss more when we get to the spoiler section. It's like they don't want Ultimate Armor out in the open right now, but then here he is in the trailer. Weird. Not that it's any secret that Ultimate Armor is in the game considering we played as him in the beta, but being hidden on the website is pretty strange at this point. One actual new thing I noticed in the trailer is X using a new launcher type weapon in Cyber Peacock stage fighting Chill Penguin. We talked about that before as part of the challenge mode, but the launcher is new because we looked through our footage trying to find it and it seems like it didn't appear in the closed beta test to our knowledge. So I'm calling this a new launcher weapon. Nice to see some new stuff there. The other footage just goes through the other modes we already know about. Then towards the end of the trailer we have this shot of Vile and Zero teaming up to take down the X2 intro boss. Another nice usage of the art assets, but the reason why I bring it up, it hints at the possibility of two players being able to fight a boss together, which we haven't been able to do so up to this point. In the co-op stage we played in the closed beta test, we did a stage section, but then the mission just ended without a boss fight. So maybe two-player boss fights will be a thing in the final game, at least based on this section of the trailer. Don't know why they'd advertise it otherwise. Maybe it has something to do with that raid mode they hinted at during the survey. Then at the very end of the trailer, we got a little tease of Blue Rio, aka Blue Zero, aka OC Man, who we totally have not seen before. Nope, definitely not. Guess it's just there for anyone who hasn't played the beta test. That's all the new details from the trailer though, and if you do want to watch it for yourself because it is a pretty spectacular one, you can watch it with the links in the description below. The other new development is there is another pre-registration event going on the Rockman X DiVE official Facebook page. This one seems to be a giveaway of autographs from Ueda Reina, the voice actor of Rico. All you have to do is get into your Facebook account, come over to the page, and share this post right here. Then 2 winners will be announced on March 2nd, at which point you would privately message the Facebook fan page to claim your prize. Well, at least this contest is way simpler than the past ones. You just gotta share and pray. Good luck to anyone who wants this autograph of Rico's voice actor. Next we have the results of the Rockman X DiVE weapons design competition. Now hoo boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is a mess. First we should probably announce the winners. The first place winner is the Saber from Mark 7. Second prize goes to Kamato Ame with this Buster. That looks pretty neat. But probably my favorite is the third prize winner from Dive Zero with the double bladed saber design. I like this one simply because I don't think we've seen Zero use a double bladed saber before. Scarface had one in Command Mission, but that's about all I remember. So I'm pretty happy about this one making it into the game. And these are the other people that got the merit prize. Zero Answorth, Gaba, I'm a Speck of Dust, really proud of you Speck, Caveman, Hirakyo, number 13, and this person with the Time Hand Saber that unfortunately I cannot say that name, so I do apologize. Congratulations to all the winners, and I really am proud of I'm a Speck of Dust. for getting in there and actually getting a prize for the contest. That's really cool, and she should be really proud. I know I am. So the merit prize people just gets a sticker and 1,000 elemental medals for the game, but hey, it's still something. As for the top 3 winners, not only do they get their weapon in the final game, but they get some other cool stuff like figures, autographs and art from Keisuke Mizuno himself, and of course those elemental medals for when you play the game. Now here's where things get a bit messy. Some of you might notice that the amount of votes that each entry got does not match up with the final 10 that actually won the contest. That's because I believe Capcom Taiwan had some level of foresight here when they announced from the very beginning of the contest that yes, they will take the votes into consideration, but the final list of who's going to win will be based on their own jurisdiction, based on originality, how easily they can translate the weapon into the game, and other factors. And honestly, it's pretty good that they did that, because we gotta be real here, folks. This contest was hella rigged. You take a look at the votes on the voting page and it's just all over the place. Some have like tens of thousands of votes, and some only got like a little bit. It just looks really off and gives off the sense that someone's been doing some meddling in this contest. That is because when you could vote on the entries, they say you can only vote for 5 entries per day, but in reality there was no stopping users from using bots or just using different email accounts to vote for themselves a bunch of times every day. In other words, this was not a fair contest at all because it was all too easy to cheat. And that's why I believe that the developers are like, you know what, there probably is going to be some cheating going on, so we're going to give ourselves the insurance here and say we're going to be the ones to decide the final winners. Now that being said, I mentioned that one of the factors they take into consideration is originality, but something's fishy about the grand prize winner number uno here. I'll start off by being brutally honest. I agree with the other people that say, yeah, this isn't a particularly great looking weapon. It was a bit too generic for my taste. I have no idea why this one got the grand prize. But wait, there's more, because this rabbit hole goes even deeper, folks. Some people in the comments have been talking about the first prize winner, including this person by the name of Aki Fukuhori. Now this is written in Chinese, but if you translate it, it basically says that the champion had already admitted before the contest that they are a copy brand, meaning they may be someone who basically copies others' designs and passes it off as their own. Now I have no way of knowing if this is entirely true or not, but Aki does also share an image of a blade design that is suspiciously similar to the first place winner's design, to say the least. Now I want to remain neutral here and not take any sides on this, but this is what people have been saying about this design, and it just shows further signs that there may have been some foul play at work here in this contest. But I turn the mic to you guys now. What do you think about how the way this contest was handled and this accusation? Let me know in the comment section below, because it's very interesting. I know there's a lot of people that are angry about this contest right now, so I don't want to see other opinions on this. Also, what was your favorite weapon from this design contest? Who do you think should have won? Now let's talk about some happier news. Allow me to introduce you to the music composer for Rockman X DiVE. Her name is Yuko Kamiyama. If you aren't familiar with who Yuko is, she was the composer for Megaman X7, X8, Command Mission, and she's also worked on the Monster Hunter series with Capcom. So if you are fans of any of those games, you should be very familiar with her music. And now she is coming back to the Mega Man series with Rockman X DiVE, which is very, 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 very excellent that they kept her on for the X series after all these years. I hope she will get to do music for a theoretical Mega Man X9 as well, because so far her work in X DiVE has been phenomenal. All the remixes of both X tracks and ZX tracks too that we've heard so far have been real bangers, and our own Megaquint would not let me slide by without saying she composed the Jacob Elevator theme from X8 2 times, and both of them were rocktastic. Heck, I'll even say the X DiVE version is even better. You might have noticed that we've been using the X DiVE version of Jacob Elevator as our outro theme for a while now, and it is indeed pretty epic. And I remember back when I first started on YouTube, maybe not as ShadowRockZX per se, but I did use the Jacob Elevator theme from X8 as my intro theme for a while. So in that way we've gone full circle, and it's all thanks to Yuko Kamiyama here for making this awesome music. So welcome back, Yuko, to the Megaman series. It's good to have you. Well folks, it took longer than I thought it would, but we are now done with the general news for the game. Yeah, things are kinda crazy right now, but it is about to get even crazier, because we are now going to discuss the secrets of the website that it was hiding from us. Here we're going to put a big spoiler alert. If you do not want to know the new characters coming to the game in the future, and other details before the game comes out, or otherwise they are officially revealed, do not watch on from this point. Turn off the video right now, because we are going to get super spoilery here. If you are leaving us at this point, I do want to thank you so much for watching the video, and of course for all things Megaman X DiVE and other things Blue Bomber, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Now I'm going to give you 3 seconds to click away before the spoilers come. So 3, 2, 1. Now for the rest of you who are still here, let's continue. It's no secret that the X DiVE developers are kinda amateurish about this whole hiding secrets thing, from not scrubbing the closed beta test, their own servers, which people have gotten a lot of details from, even stuff that I'm not personally privy to. But in this most recent episode of Amateur Hour, they forgot to scrub the website too. So we've been able to get some things from simply putting in numbers and URLs for the images and finding some stuff that is not publicly available on the site. We'll start off small and work our way up. First off, I have no idea how I missed this, but in the background of the special page where you can download a couple music tracks, wallpapers, and other goodies, they low-key revealed Area A from Megaman ZX1. We've seen the amusement park area before, but this is the first time we're seeing Area A from ZX1. So it looks like that will be another stage, perhaps for co-op, just like the other ZX stages. Very nice to have confirmation of that, because I really do like the song Green Grass Gradation. Can't wait to hear the remix for it. So funnily enough, Ultimate Armor X is not actually available on the website under the characters section. Obviously, we already know full well about this armor because we played with it during the closed beta test. It was the banner character. But the fact that they are hiding it away from the character lineup right now tells me that Ultimate Armor X is not going to be available right away like it was in the beta. They may want to hold back on Ultimate Armor for a bit to give the other armors like First Armor and Second Armor X a chance to shine. Oh yes, there is a Second Armor X like we covered before. Because the thing is, Ultimate Armor is pretty broken. It was definitely the top tier character in the beta test, besides characters like Vile. Simply because of the Nova Strike. So obviously if they release Ultimate Armor right away, that's basically going to be the meta decided right there. And when they come out with First Armor and Second Armor, who's going to use those? We have Ultimate Armor. So that's why I think they're going to hold back on that for a bit, so that at least the early game is a bit more balanced. Even when Ultimate Armor X does return, we may see some nerfs, maybe, who knows. But here's the official website description for Ultimate Armor X. This is from the English page too, so of course it's going to have lots of English, but what can you do? The description for Ultimate Armor X goes like this. First appearance in Megaman X4. Upgrade from the 4th armor. It's one of the most powerful armor that X can use. Its powerful Nova Strike can be performed an unlimited number of times, and owns a wider attack range than the 4th armor. Now 4th armor hasn't been revealed for the game yet, and there's nothing to suggest that they are working on it right now, unless it's on those servers, but the description here does kind of low-key hints that maybe a 4th armor will be in the game, which I'm pretty sure it will be since they're already doing 1st and 2nd armor, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see max armor and the rest eventually as well. As for Ultimate Armor X's skills, which we already know, but here's the description for those. Plasma Charge Shot. Available charge to be more powerful plasma shooting. Oh yes, the English is real. hits targets with max charge level will remain a plasma force shield. It will give enemies damage when they touched it. Oh boy, that's awful. They really need a translation team. As for the Nova Strike, it says dash forward and give targets damage that's on the moving path. Yeah, close enough I guess. Then we have Second Armor X, which is where things get more interesting. First, in case you aren't familiar with Second Armor X and X DiVE, here's his artwork. And now for the description. The second armor is the second set of Megaman X armor, first presented in Megaman X2. It is a new set of armor enhanced with the data acquired during the previous war. Its performance makes it more suitable for combat purposes. Here is second armor's two skills. The double charge shot, which shoots an energy round to inflict attack damage to the target, can be charged to unleash a more powerful energy round. When energy is full, you can use both hands to perform a two-stage charge shot. So basically just like how it works in X2. Another thing that works just like in X2 is the Giga Crush, which consumes all armor energy and deals damage to a full range of enemies. So it looks like here that second armor is going to keep the mechanic where you have to take some damage first before you can use the Giga Crush. Or maybe the power level of the Giga Crush will be dependent on how much damage you take. Seems like this will definitely be a more risk and reward type of character, especially for player versus player. Unfortunately, that's all the scoops we're gonna get on the upcoming characters, because if you look through the files, there's nothing after First Armor X. Second Armor and Ultimate Armor were actually hidden in between other characters. However, we got some skill icon images. Apparently they forgot to scrub those because there is a bunch of different icons to find here beyond the ones that you see on the website. Now, a lot of these skill icons were actually already data mined in the past during the closed beta test, but there are a couple new ones here that help us paint a better picture of how some of these characters are going to work. For our first skill icon, we have this Wave Slash. Now, believe it or not, but this is not for a new character. It was originally intended for Black Zero, a character that's already been revealed. If you will recall, his two skills as displayed on the website are Rekuzen from X8 and Sea Flasher from X5. However, if you look through the website data, you'll find that this Wave Slash icon has the same ID number as Sea Flasher. The plot thickens when you remember what user Green Dende told us back in the previous data mining video, where he said that there was animation data for Black Zero using the Wave Slash. That tells us that Wave Slash is actually an unused skill in X DiVE, our very first one. It seems like after the closed beta test, the developers decided to replace the Wave Slash with Sea Flasher from X5 instead. Just like how they decided to change out Vial Mark II on the Goliath for X1 Vial. I guess it's just another error in the deep log. Now, as for brand new characters, we got quite the lineup here. Though most of these we've already talked about before, so I'll go through them quickly. We got skills for Lair, the last navigator that we're still missing that was originally introduced in X8, and carrying on the same theme where Ayla uses X's weapons from X8 and Pallet uses Axel's weapons from X8, Lair is going to use Zero's techniques from X8. So the two skills look like Juhazan and Tenshuha from the same game. Not bad. The next one is the first crossover that we all know is happening. It's Megaman Classic. Previously, we found that he was going to have Leaf Shield from Mega Man 2, but we can now confirm his other skill, which is just his charge shot. Makes sense. Proto Man will also have a charge shot in addition to his Proto Shield. Yep, Proto Man is going to be in the game too, in case you weren't aware. And now we're going to revisit a character that was already announced, recently in fact, Iris from X4. Now we know for a while since the first data mines that Iris was probably going to be playable in the game, or at least something referencing her would be in the game, which was this icon of Iris in sort of a praying pose. But now that we have official artwork of her for X DiVE, and we found another icon which depicts the drones that she uses when she's in her right armor form, I do believe it's all but confirmed that Iris will indeed be playable in X DiVE. And it looks like her skills do relate to her right armor form. The skill icon with her image may be hinting at the Colonel and Iris program that allows her to transform into the right armor, and then the drones would be a part of that form. Or maybe she'll be able to summon the drones just by herself. We still don't know exactly how she will play out, but perhaps these skills will give us a better picture of how she will work in X DiVE, which personally I believe she will definitely be using the right armor in some form. For our next character, I've gotten questions in the past whether they will do a Megaman 0 and ZX event to coincide with the 0 and ZX Legacy Collection, and I said yeah, I think that's possible, and one of the reasons is because we do have skill icons for the MMZ0, being the Z-Knuckle and the Shield Boomerang. I'll also add that while I haven't seen it for myself, user Green Den Day told us that he found a 3D model for Model ZX from the ZX series, of course. Couldn't tell you if that means Ale or Vince, but it seems like those characters are definitely going to be coming to the game. Again though, I haven't seen the model for myself, so take that information with a grain of salt. Next up are these two icons depicting the Rocket Punch from Super Adapter Megaman and Beat from the Classic series. What could these be for? Well, now that we know that these two skills are paired together for the same character, I'm thinking it's probably Super Adapter Megaman, because I can't think of any other character that would use the Rocket Punch and Beat. But what do you think? And I also want your guys' opinion on these last two skills, which among those of us in the ShadowRockZX crew, we could not for the life of us figure out what these are for. We have a weird looking charge shot and a barrage of missiles. Now, there are missile type weapons in the game. There's homing torpedo, a sniper missile in X7, and so on. But those are just maybe one or two missiles at a time. In this case, it's literally just raining down missiles according to this image, which makes it a lot harder to pin down who these skills belong to. Is it Rainy Turtleoid? Is it Kaiser Sigma from X3? But would they really make those playable characters at this stage? They're kind of too big to begin with. So yeah, we honestly have no idea about these skills. And that's where we turn it to you guys. What do you think this belongs to? Definitely let us know in the comment section below, because we need some ideas here. If you have any, feel free to share it with us. Well folks, that does conclude this news update on Rockman X DiVE. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and for more on this game, including when it comes out on March 4th, hopefully we do get a global release, but it doesn't seem likely right now. And of course, all things Blue Bomber and Blue Bomber-esque, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on and have an excellent day.